you for a new and interesting video about power LEDs that I never worked with until today. This is my first time, literally my first time when I'm working with power LEDs, and this is how they are looking like. My father was having a lantern that was using one power LED like this, and I didn't know what power it was, that LED that it was using, so I ordered two values of 1 watt and 3 watts. I put them in this box, as you can see here. I made for them little custom bags, and 20 pieces by 3 watts and 20 pieces by 1 watt. And right now I'm testing a 3 watt LED because I put it on my father lantern. I mounted it, the 1 watt and the 3 watts, and they are kind of illuminating the same. I couldn't tell the difference for the light that is outputting. I thought maybe I was screwed up by the seller. Maybe I got a bad package. Instead of 3 watts, maybe that guy give me 1 watt. So I wanted to actually test what the fuck I just received here. This is the envelope that is coming into. Very nice. It's having this, you see, protection bubbles inside. Very good. And this is the 3 watts LED in test, and it's staying like this for 10 minutes maybe. I made a very small list here with exactly the same values that you are seeing there. I'm having, by the way, 2 power supplies now. That's the new one. That is actually, this is more digital than that. This is more analog. It's easier to turn the knobs there, but here you have to select a little bit more stuff. It's more selective. You have to press and select stuff, but it's pretty good at what it's doing. A little bit in the way that I have to select my new power supply. I'm very proud of it, and I want to present it. It's from OnePtech. You can see the name there. Programmable. You see, programmable DC power supply. It says there. Okay, here is the temperature, 110. And the last time, less than 5 minutes, around 5 minutes, I was having 104. And as long as I'm keeping it running, the temperature is increasing, but not only the temperature, also the amperage is increasing very slowly. It started at 60, but now is 77-ish. I'm used to calculate with my calculator in hand, so I double-checked what I'm getting there with this calculator. So let's put these values again and show you that I'm getting exactly the same result. So 3.1 times 0.370 equal 1.14, exactly like that. It's still good to know how to do it with your hand calculator. So this is confirming what I'm getting there. So it's pretty much, the circuit is very simple. I directly connected my power supply to the pins of the LED, like this, here and here, without any kind of resistor, just directly, and that's it. And I'm looking for the power. Here is the power. I'm looking for it, how much is dissipating. And right now, in air, without any kind of radiator, aluminum radiator or copper radiator, is reaching 113 now, but is probably, I'm not sure, probably 15 minutes almost right now. But it's getting quite hot as the time is passing. Originally, I had this 1 watt and this 3 watts. I marked them with a marker, which is which, to make the difference between them. I put them in parallel. I put a wire like that and another wire like that. And I powered them from this variable power supply. And one of them or both of them, I don't remember which one. And I don't remember if the 1 watt or the 3 watts started to smoke. I believe both of them, they start to smoke a little bit. But one was more obvious than the other. My opinion, my belief is that the 1 watt LED was starting to fumigate to show a smoke trail. And I thought they are burned, but they are actually weakened. They are still working, but under a certain voltage, 2.7, 2.8 volts. And the amperage, I don't remember, is like 100 milliamps or something like that. So it's way under 1 watt for both of them, because they were overdrived pretty much. I made a mistake. And the other one that I took it out from the lantern and that I changed it with a 3 watts is having exactly the same behavior like my tested LEDs that I got the smoke from them. So that one must have got smoky and didn't want to work. It was actually intermittent. Sometimes it was lighting, sometimes it was not lighting. I believe it was overheating, it was stopping to work. And when it was cooling down, it was starting to work. That's why it was flickering. And like these ones, it is still good, like again, like 2.7 under 3 volts, that used one, that I replaced it with a brand new one that I just received. So I wanted to make a test to compare a 3 watts LED with a 1 watt LED. And this is the entire experiment, what you are seeing here. Let me close it off. It's having this output on off, and I can switch it from there, and it is automatically turning off from there. Although the power supply is still in power, but it's switching off the cable power. So this is my setup, what I'm having here. Here is the probe, the thermic probe, that I clamp it with this clamper. and this is reading the temperature, and it's having two wires, and the alligator clips clamping those wires, and that's it. This is the entire circuit. No need to make a circuit for it because it's not that big of a deal. This 3-watt LED that I'm having here, it was not resisting at this temperature, and I was expecting to fumigate, to emanate some smoke. In this test that I made it right now, when it reached 1.1 watts, my goal was to obtain 1 watt because it's 3 times less power than it is designed. I wanted to see if it is smoking. If it was smoking at this wattage that I'm having here, this would have mean that I got that 1 watt in the 3-watt package. This is what I was after, to check if I'm getting 1 watt instead of 3 watts. So right now, if I'm getting a relatively long time, like 20 minutes of testing, a consistent 1 watt and no interruption, and also no smoking from it, and at 114, it was 110 degrees, which is a very high in my book, this kind of temperature, but let's say it's okay. And remember, it is in air, is not having any kind of aluminum heatsink. Like I said before, this is the first time when I'm working with these types of LEDs, and this is the lesson for me at least, and also for you. You absolutely need some sort of cooling, passive cooling, radiator, aluminum radiator or copper radiator, whatever you have. You absolutely need to put these LEDs with this back. You have to put them on a radiator. This is the lesson that I'm learning today, and also you are learning it with me as well. And that's the difference between the 3 watts and the 1 watt LEDs. Let's see how much amperage and how much I can push the 1 watt that I'm having, but I'm very sure this one is burned. One moment. Okay, as you can see, it's very different from those in the middle there. But what I'm having here are warm white. I forget to mention this in my box here. Warm white for both categories. But this is cold white. This was the LED that I took it out from my father lantern. And that was not behaving pretty much. And let's see what is doing at 3.1 volts. I actually powered it at 4 volts and then at 5 volts. And it was starting to flicker and not working at all. All right. Right now it is off, but I have to press that button. So let me put the camera like that and press the button. And it will start to work, and you see it's flickering until it's getting too hot, and that's the wattage. Is not that much, and the current is how it's fluctuating, and at a point it will stop working at all. It will not work anymore, and after it will get hot. And let me lower the voltage, and I lower it to 3 volts or 2.9, and you see it's flickering less, and now 2.9. It is stable. It is stable. And 2.8 right now is very stable. So it's you see there, 2.8, and the amperage is very much lowered. And again, I have no idea what kind of LED is this, if it's 3 watts or 1 watt. Probably it was 1 watt, is my guess. I really have no idea. And that's the behavior. So it's still working, it's still good, but I have to carefully operate its voltage that is running at. And if I'm taking care of the voltage, it is quite a strong and very good LED. So it's not running at its maximum anymore, but it's still good. And let's see the other one. This is 1 watt, but I didn't test it yet. This one I did test it. I knew exactly what is behaving. But these two that are smoked. All right, this is 1 watt warm white, and it's still working. It's not smoking, and is at the same voltage like the other one, like this one. And let's bring up the voltage. 2.9, 3.1. Yeah, okay. So right now it's exactly at 1 watt. 0.8, almost 1 watt, what I'm having there. So this is exactly the 1 watt LED, what I'm having here. It's still working okay. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I swear to God, I've seen him smoking. Yeah. Let me actually put the probe on it. So right now is 0.9 watts. And it's slowly but surely increasing. Yeah. This is how I catch it. I am in disbelief a little bit right now. Yeah. I don't know what to think exactly. I really don't know what to think. It looks like this 1 watt that I'm completely running it at 1 watt right now. Exactly 1 watt. Yeah, it's running like the 3 watts LED. Very strange. Very, very strange. It should be triple the temperature. Yeah, here it was with the 3 watts, 3.1, 0.37. But here is 3.60. So 3.1 voltage, 3.6 voltage. This was 0.337, and that's 300, 0.3, and it's still 1 watt here, there. So the voltage increased here more for this one. That's the difference. And here I was getting 114 after, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes of using, while here is less than 5 minutes what I'm doing, and is already getting at that hot temperature. Very interesting. I should push this 3 watts to its 3 watts limits, probably. I have no idea what to do. Yeah, let me push it to the 3 watts and see if it's smoking, because I clearly seen something was smoking, and my belief is this 3 watts one was smoking, but I'm not sure what wattage I was having on it when I was dialing from there. I didn't stay and calculate like I am right now. Power off. Look at the thermometer. I was running down. Yeah, okay. And I will use this brand new one. It's 3 watts. I actually mark it there. And I also mark it here on the back. I scratched 3 lines. And on the 1 watt, I scratched only 1 line. It's not that hard to make a mark. All right. I mounted back this 3 watts that I was having in the beginning of the movie, actually. Okay, so right now, 1.6 watts. Because okay, cool down. So 3.1, because I tested the other one and I left it at that settings. So 3.1 volts, and it is 357. You see, 357 and 360. Like I said, 360, and is at 88. So it everything the LED had the time to cool down. That's why it's starting right now is to getting hot. And at 20 minutes, something like that, it will reach that 115, around 115 Celsius. It's already at 100 right now. Okay, but let's push it to 3 watts. Let's see what it will show. So let's bring this to 2 watts and see what it will be. 1.8. No, this is my limit of 500, and I have to bring it more up like that. Yeah, 7, 9. Okay, 2 watts, exactly 2 watts. So right now, let me close these lights. In the event, in the event it will smoke, I can catch the smoke. So it is rising extremely fast. Yeah, I believe this is actually 3 watts because it is resisting, but it is overheating like crazy. So it definitely needs a aluminum heatsink. So it's kind of stabilized at 170. Yeah, it's smelling like hot iron right now. 170. Opa, no, it's thermically shutting down, and there is also going. Okay, let me. Okay. They might have cool down. It might have been damaged right now when it flickered and everything changed there, as you can see. It might have been damaged, but it might have a thermic shutdown inside it. I'm not completely sure. Built in or something like that. Let's bring it to 3.1 as it was before. So 3.1, 360, good, 1.1 watts. And this should stabilize at 110 around. It looks good. I start to believe this 3 watts might have inside it a thermal switch or something that is telling to shut down at a certain temperature at 150, like I just reached there. Yes. Okay, this is very good experiment what I did here, because it is telling me very good story what is happening and what is going on. So one side of the story is that I start to believe these are 3 watts LEDs, but they are a bit weird compared with the 1 watt ones. A little bit weird. So theoretically, I can run the 1 watt LED, because right now it is exactly, the 3 watts is running exactly at 1 watts. So theoretically, I can overdrive this 1 watt to that 2 watts that I run this one, and I should get the same result like this one I was getting here. I'm not completely sure. I believe the seller gave me the same product, the same LED, but put in 2 packages with 1 watt and 3 watts. This is what I believe I'm getting here, because they are looking exactly the same. I see absolutely no difference in package and in naming. It only he's writing on the package that one it was 1 watt and the other was 3 watts. So I believe you can overdrive this 1 watts that I'm having here, but with a very good heatsink on them, and drive them as they are at 3 watts. At least at 2 watts, probably. I'm not completely sure. And I'm not sure how long you can drive them or overdrive them at that new wattage, over wattage. But this allegedly 3 watts, what I'm having here, they definitely need a heatsink of some sort. I'm still in disbelief. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to believe. If someone else have done some experiments with these LEDs or other types, but still at bigger wattage, do tell me or put me a link there to see their approach. Because yeah, I don't know what to think right now. I'm starting to think they might be the same, but in the same time, it is running okay in air without any heatsink, and I can see a very slight, very slight difference from the 3 watts to the 1 watt. In the voltage there, it was different voltage, 3.6 for the 1 watt, and the temperature was rising very quickly at 1 watt to 120, 115, like that, very quickly, like this one kind of. I'm not sure what to believe. They seem to be a tiny little bit of difference, but not really reassuring for me. It's not that reassuring. I'm not completely sure what to believe at this point. If you have another way of testing them and more clear than what I did here, please do write to me or send me a link or something like that. The lesson or the result, what you can get from all this stuff that what I did here, is that you can test your power LEDs, and you've seen me how I'm doing it, and you can do it too. And seeing somebody else doing it and its results, it will push you to think better on your experimentation, seeing my results, and also do yourself the same experiment as I did here, and see how yours are behaving and how yours are registering in wattage and in temperature and in time. So leave it less than 5 minutes like I did here, and then risk it for a biscuit and leave it for 15 or 20 minutes and monitor all the time the temperature and see what it will get, while it will remain at 1 watt, and then push it to 3 watts and see, or 2 watts, take it in steps, push it to 2 watts, do the same procedure, and then push it to 3 watts and see if it's still maintaining the same temperature, relatively consistent and on a larger time limit, like 20 or 30 minutes, like that. That's what I'm telling you to do on your side. Do these tests as well as I did here. All right, clear as mud. All right, thank you very much for watching, and bye bye from your favorite artist electronist, Mr. Q12.